Most of the technology we use today have been invented in the last 40 odd years, and most of the inventors are still alive. So I thought, why not make a video to remember those who made our lives more easy and pleasurable. Hey guys, I'm Jayesh and you're watching Hustlers TV. In this video we will see who invented the World Wide Web, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, USB, cell phone and the digital camera. At number 1, we have Timothy Berners-Lee. So Timothy Berners-Lee is an English computer scientist best known as the inventor of the World Wide Web. Timothy Berners-Lee was born on 8th of June 1955 in London, England to computer scientist pair who worked on the first commercially built computer, the Ferranti Mark I. He studied at the Queen's College, Oxford from 1973 to 76 and received a bachelor's degree in physics. While at university, Berners-Lee made a computer out of an old television set which he bought from a repair shop. Berners-Lee proposed an information management system on 12th of March 1989 while he was working at CERN as an independent contractor. He then implemented the first successful communication between a hypertext transfer protocol or HTTP client and server via the internet. He called the system World Wide Web. He also came up with HTML, hypertext markup language, which is used to create web pages that are displayed on the World Wide Web, and URL or Universal Resource Locator, which is basically the web address like youtube.com, facebook.com and such. He received the 2016 Turing Award for inventing the World Wide Web, the first web browser, and the fundamental protocols and algorithm allowing the web to scale. In case you don't know, Turing Award is like the Nobel Prize of computing. Today, Timothy Berners-Lee is the director of World Wide Web Consortium, which oversees the continued development of the web. At number 2, we have Jaap Hartson. Jacobus Cornelius Hartson, known as Jaap by his colleagues, is a Dutch electrical engineer, researcher, inventor, and entrepreneur, best known for his role in producing the specifications for Bluetooth. He got his Masters of Science degree in Electrical Engineering from the Delft University of Technology in 1986 and then worked for Siemens, Philips and later with Ericsson, meanwhile completing his PhD. In 1993, at Ericsson, he was asked to work on an indoor wireless communication system that would add functionality to mobile phones and enable new sales. In response of this, he and his team came up with Bluetooth. After developing the Bluetooth technology, IBM integrated the new technology in their ThinkPad notebook. However, since neither IBM nor Ericsson were market leaders in their respective segment, they decided to make it open source to maximize the access to the market. Hence, with that in mind, in 1998, Bluetooth Special Interest Group was formed with IBM, Ericsson, Nokia, Intel and Toshiba on board. Jan served as the chairman for the SIG Air Protocol Specifications Group from 1998 till 2000, driving the standardization of the Bluetooth radio interface. During that time, he played an important role in obtaining worldwide regulatory approvals for the Bluetooth technology. Over the next few years, many Bluetooth-enabled devices flooded the market, and today we all use our Bluetooth to connect our headphones and play music on speaker. At number 3, we have Dr. John O'Sullivan and his team. Dr. John O'Sullivan is an Australian electrical engineer whose work in the application of Fourier transforms to radio astronomy, along with his colleagues, led to his invention of a core technology that made wireless LAN fast and reliable. In 1977, Dr. John O'Sullivan, while working at the Dwingeloo Radio Observatory in the Netherlands, co-authored a paper titled Image Sharpness, Fourier Optics and the Redundant Spacing Interferometry with J.P. Hamaker and J. Noordam. In this paper, they presented a technique for sharpening and improving picture clarity in radio astronomy images. In the early 1990s, O'Sullivan led a team at CSIRO, or the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization, which patented in 1996 the use of a related technique for reducing multipath interference of radio signals transmitted for computer networking. This resulted in the formation of Wi-Fi as we know today. As of April 2012, the CSIRO has earned over $430 million in royalties and settlements arising from the use of this patent, and as much as billions of dollars expected after further lawsuits against other parties were settled. In 2009, Dr. John O'Sullivan was awarded both the CSIRO Chairman's Medal and the Australian Prime Minister's Prize for Science. As of 2019, Dr. O'Sullivan works at Morse Micro, a Sydney-based company developing the next-generation Wi-Fi microprocessor now known as Wi-Fi Halo. I have to mention that Dr. John O'Sullivan was not the sole inventor. He was supported by Dr. Terry Percival, Diet Osprey, Graham Daniels, and John Dean. At number 4, we have Ajay Bhatt. Ajay Bhatt is an Indian-American computer architect who is credited as being the father of USB standard, something that almost every computing device used today in some form or another. Ajay was born in 1957 in India. He graduated from Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, India, and then went on to receive a master's degree from the City University of New York before joining Intel in 1990. A group of 7 companies began the development of USB in 1994. The companies were Compaq, DEC, IBM, Intel, Microsoft, NEC, and Nortel, with the goal to make it fundamentally easier to connect external devices to PCs, as well as permitting greater data rates for external devices. Ajay Bhatt and his team worked on the standard at Intel and came up with the first integrated circuits supporting USB in 1995. Apart from USB, he has worked on AGP or the Accelerated Graphics Port, PCI Express, Platform Power Management Architecture, and various chipset improvements. In recognition for his contribution to the PCI Express standard, Bhatt received an Achievement in Excellence Award in 2002. At number 5, we have Martin Cooper and John Mitchell. Martin Cooper, also known as Marty, is an American engineer known as the father of the handheld cell phone. And John Francis Mitchell was an American electronics engineer and former president and CEO of Motorola. In 1972, John headed a team of engineers that would design, create, and patent the first portable cell phone device. John and his team, which was led by Marty, came up with a prototype just after 90 days by holding a contest among Motorola engineers in 1972. Marty became the first person to ever make a phone call on a portable wireless device. The now famous call was placed in New York City on 3rd of April 1973 to his competitor Dr. Joel S. Engel at AT&T. He said, "Joel, this is Marty. I'm calling you from a cell phone, a real handheld portable cell phone." Following public trial call using the prototype phone, it took another 10 years to develop a cell phone for the public for commercial use. The first phone made for public was the Motorola Dyna TAC 8000X. It weighed over 2.5 pounds and had a huge size, which earned it the nickname the Brick. Over the years to follow, advancements were made by several companies which led to slim, super fast, and more functional smartphones as we use today. For his contribution to science and technology, Martin Cooper won the Marconi Prize in 2013. And at number 6, we have Steven Sasson. Steven Sasson is an American electrical engineer and the inventor of the first portable digital camera. Sasson got his master's degree in electrical engineering from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in 1973 and joined Eastman Kodak. In 1974, his supervisor Garrett Lloyd asked him to investigate whether charged coupled devices or CCD could be used to create an image sensor for a camera. After a year in the lab, Sasson created a device that captured an image, converted it to an electronic signal, digitized the image, and stored the image. This was the birth of the first digital camera. It weighed around 8 pounds and shot a mere 0.01 megapixel and was made with a Super 8 movie camera, 16 nickel cadmium batteries, analog digital converter, a CCD imaging area array, and several dozen digital and analog circuits wired together on half a dozen circuit boards. During that time, his camera could only capture black and white photo. But with time, quality and technology improved, and today we can capture stunning photographs right from our mobile phones. On 17th of November 2009, US President Barack Obama awarded Steven Sasson the National Medal of Technology and Innovation. This is the highest honor by US government to scientists, engineers, and inventors. Apart from the above, there are many other inventors who shape the technology around us. We will be making more videos on them in the future, hence feel free to mention any inventors who you feel should be in the next video in the comment section. I'll surely add them. Also, we will be making a detailed story on all the above inventors and many others in the coming few weeks, hence be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any video. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, then please consider subscribing to our channel and feel free to share this video with your friends on Facebook, WhatsApp, and Reddit. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.